Hi everybody, I am Clifton Gilly, the Technology Director of the NGK Spiritstone team. I am so glad to be here today to share with you about the 21 block producers of NGK. It is without a question that nodes play an important part in the ecological development of a project, while block producers enhance the safety. In terms of blockchain, income can be generated through becoming a node or participating in the transactions and mining. Take the NGK blockchain for example. Each holder can use their token to vote for the node candidates. Whoever has more votes eventually becomes the master node, also known as the block producer. Here at NGK, we chose to embrace the concept of a voting incentive mechanism. Among the candidate nodes, 21 block producers are selected to perform duties in shifts. This can consist of counting and chaining, which helps maintain the credibility and high-performance operation of the blockchain ecology. In short, the candidate nodes are the candidates for the 21 block producers, and only nodes with sufficient capability and influence can become a block producer. Once you are selected as a block producer, you become an NGK super partner, equivalent to a builder in the ecosystem. Firstly, you have the right to keep accounts for the NGK transactions and obtain certain minor fees. Secondly, you can enjoy the fees paid by other projects based on the resources used to develop the DAPP. Thirdly, you can enjoy the right to recommend innovative projects and be involved in the co-construction of it. At the same time, you can also make suggestions on the major issues such as the direction of ecological development, strategic development, business structure, and also certain rights of voting and supervision. Here's a question you have all been asking. Why the 21 block producers? In the NGK ecology, the supernode is regarded as the block producer, which is the foundation for a stable network operation. The 21 block producers, on the other hand, are responsible for the following 5 aspects. Provide server nodes to ensure the normal operation of nodes. Collect transactions in the network. Verify the transactions and pack it into blocks. Broadcast the block to other blocks and adding to your local blockchain after verification. And lastly, guarantee and promote the development of blockchain projects. In addition, the 21 block producers also provide the computing power required for the network operation through hardware and server configuration. But why 21, you might ask? To start with, 21 is an odd number, which is closely related to the setting of most nodes are fair. Moreover, according to the principle of the longest chain, only an odd number can ensure that there is only one longest chain, which objectively avoids the occurrence of forks. Secondly, because NGK respects the irreversible principle, at least 2/3 of the nodes are required to confirm the block. Therefore, if there are too many block producers, it will prolong the confirmation time. Not only that, if the number of block producers is small, there are still other risks if the system is delayed. Therefore, with the intention to balance decentralization and performance, NGK has decided to use precisely 21 block producers. The block producers of NGK are the backbone of the DPoSS consensus mechanism. It adopts a decentralized voting mechanism as opposed to other consensus algorithms. Due to that, the DPoSS consensus mechanism is much more democratic, hence minimizing the risks of being monopolized by large institutions. The 21 block producers are selected through a voting process. If any of them fail to perform their duties, they will be removed until the blockchain is notified and accepts their production again. In order to improve computing efficiency, NGK has reduced the number of nodes while having the efficiency of the 21 block producers amplified. Ideally, we want to achieve 1,000,000 TPS per second, as this achievement will definitely set us apart from all other blockchain projects on the market. The sequence of block generation for the 21 block producers is negotiated based on its own network status. When each block producer is fully capable of generating blocks, 12 new blocks will be generated at an interval of 500 milliseconds. After the completion of this cycle, the next block producer will step in to generate the next 12 blocks. Through this method, we can ensure a consistent generation of blocks, which greatly improves the efficiency of block generation. Finally, allowing block producers to promote the stability of the NGK project will solidify our long-term goals and drive the development of the blockchain industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Clifton, for your wonderful speech. The NGK's 21 block producers have greatly improved the computing speed of NGK, while its unique DPoSS consensus mechanism is more democratic and not easily monopolized by large institutions. Next, our guest is an excellent senior data engineer. He is Sahil Gupta, a data engineer from the NGK Spirit Stone team. Let us welcome Sahil to come on stage.
Hi everyone, I am Sahil Gupta, the data engineer of the NGK Spirit Stone team. Today I am going to talk about the open source code of NGK. Due to the spread of Bitcoin, the blockchain has become one of the opportunities for the technological development in recent years. The Bitcoin has developed from an unknown to the current trillion market value, and this is inseparable from its own open source code. The open source code allows people to clearly understand the business logic behind a project, thereby gaining the trust of the world and showing the world that it is an open and transparent blockchain-built system. This also allows the technical experts around the world to participate in the upgrading of code so that the project code can progress with the times. The open source code means that anyone can review, modify, and enhance the source code. In fact, the rule of open source code has been established since the beginning of computer development. It is important for a decentralized blockchain project to enable an open source code to prove that it is a complete blockchain project. NGK is an open source commercial application platform based on the bottom technology of the blockchain. It adheres to the concept of open source since the very beginning and develops the technology continuously. The NGK implements its open source code through GitHub, the world's largest social programming and code hosting website, and create a project homepage from there. Thus, it is an integrity blockchain project based on open source code. The open source acts as the vitality of ecological development, and it creates more possibilities for the innovation of blockchain technology. The NGK creates a warehouse on the GitHub and realizes its open source code. Since then, the NGK project can achieve long-term reliability, parallel debugging, and development perfect programming interface, version speed, etc. Through the collaborative work from millions of developers in solving the extremely challenging problems and cultivating a collaborative community, therefore, it is far ahead compared to other blockchain projects, making a difference in the global market. The design of NGK is open, and it is not limited to a certain subdivision, such as finance, file storage, copyright, etc. It provides low-level and abstract API, which can be freely combined to achieve a variety of different applications. The NGK requires moderate consumption of computers and costs. It lowers the entry barriers and potentially opens the financial system to new participants. NGK uses C++ programming language and adopts the underlying open source technology of the NGK blockchain, so that the decentralized applications or new blockchain systems can be developed and deployed. It supports relational databases to store the transaction data and make the development of dApp similar to the traditional web applications, which is very attractive to the developers and the small and medium enterprises. Moreover, the NGK's application model not only sets back the problem of blockchain inflation, but also makes DApp more flexible and personalized. In general, NGK can obtain the following 4 benefits through open source project code. 1. Obtain technical support. It is beneficial for the servicing, testing, upgrading, and maintenance of NGK blockchain network. 2. Obtain a global security audit. To the global technology developers will jointly audit the security of the NGK's project code, which will ensure the safety and reliability of the NGK blockchain to the greatest extent. 3. Establish community trust. Blockchain projects with open source are usually authentic. Thus, the open source of NGK projects can promote the project itself and build community trust. 4. Establish business cooperation and trust. It can improve the commercial compliance of NGK blockchain and help enterprises to save their development time and economic costs. The biggest advantage of NGK open source code is that it is supported by many open source communities with many excellent blockchain talents around the world gathering on the NGK open source code in order to change the world and create a better future for blockchain.
Thank you, Sahil, for your wonderful speech. The NGK is an integrity blockchain project based on open source code. It is openly designed and its DAPP is more flexible and personalized. After listening to the speeches of our guests from the Spirit Stone team, I believe the blockchain experts and scholars online will have many ideas to exchange. Next, we will enter our first roundtable session. The topic to be discussed in this session is the future prospects of the blockchain industry. Now we will invite Stephen Litton, the Chief Technology Officers of the NGK Spirit Stone team, to serve as the moderator of this roundtable. Let us welcome Stephen and guests.
Hello everyone, I'm Clifton Gilly, the Technology Director of the NGK Spirit Stone team. I'm honored to host this roundtable discussion and glad to be discussing about how future blockchain changes the consumer behaviors. Before the discussion begins, let me just quickly introduce everyone. Our first guest, Peter, Chief Expert of FG Blockchain Alliance. Adam, Professor of DSF Blockchain Institute. Herbert, Expert of Asian Blockchain Alliance. Ben, Director of US Blockchain Research Agency. Emma, an expert of Singapore Blockchain Research Institute. And Kevin, expert of France Blockchain Research Institute. And lastly, but not least, Davis, expert of AD Blockchain Research Center. Now, without further ado, let's start with the first guest, Peter, Chief Expert of FG Blockchain Alliance. Peter.
Hi everyone, I am the Chief Expert from FG Blockchain Alliance, and my name is Peter. We know that many decentralized financial projects have sprung up in the market, and currently there are hundreds of them. NGK DeFi project is facing a fierce competition. From a technical point of view, the NGK mainnet relied by the NGK DeFi project BGV is highly innovative. It has proposed targeted solutions to the main problems faced